Good day, gentlemen. Oh, please forgive me. It was chapter 3, self-reliance. Yeah, self-reliance. Chapter 4 is where I was going to stop because I need to get home right now. I don't want to be around here when traffic backs up. I hate sitting in traffic. Anyway, self-reliance. Now, I grew up hearing this. I don't know if it's a Bible verse, but I was taught this as a child, so that's what I do. And, and the saying goes as thus: God helps those who helps themselves. And that's how I live my life. That's a way of life for me. That's like second nature. I say my prayers, but I get busy. And I read Ralph Waldo Emerson's book on self-reliance so long ago, I forgot about it. I have to reread his work. But anyway, he spoke about self-reliance. And as a man, you must be self-reliant. Now, you can't be an island, but for the love of God, at least hold your weight. No. So the reason why self-reliance is taught in the Empress Club is that every man must hold his own weight, must carry his own weight. So you can't sit down and ask someone to help you and you do nothing. That's an insult. That's disrespectful. And people have to wonder how sincere are you about what you want if you're not even making the effort to get it. And why should they help you? And I think it was Julia Cameron who said that when you move, the universe moves towards you. So by being self-reliant, you put yourself on a certain frequency that you attract that which you want. So if you're self-reliant for only that, that's all that matters. And as a kingmaker, self-reliance is important because you have to be independent. What happens if you're the person people are looking to for help and you aren't self-reliant? And not only that, how can you teach them self-reliance when you don't practice it? And a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And if you're not self-reliant, you don't have that mindset, you don't live that lifestyle, you become a liability. And that's not what this is about. You cannot change you cannot change destiny and be agents of change, and you're a liability. You have to be focusing on a certain level, a certain mental level, a certain frequency, a certain mindset. I can do it. This is the mindset that you must have as a kingmaker in the Empress Club. I can do it. And the thing about when you move and the universe moves, this is how I know it works. Because it has to be experienced, but when it happens, you will know what I mean. You will meet the right people, the right books, the right opportunity, the right magazine, the right television, the right song. It's just as if the universe is tapping you on the shoulder and say, over there. And sometimes people call you out of the blue, or be their name will come to mind out of the blue. Or a quote someone said, something wise a teacher said, something you saw written on the wall. Because you're moving in the right direction. You're on a certain frequency. And self-reliance puts you in the mindset of God status. It gives you power. I am going to do. And it elevates you from the masses because you aren't depending on circumstances. You're not allowing circumstances to control you. You have made a decision. You have decided to act. You will do what you can. So you impose your will on the universe over circumstances. Things happen, but if you choose, I'm getting out of this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. That's why the Bible says, the great I am. I am going to do this. I am going to do this. I am going to do that. You make the effort. We are made in God's image. And what did God do? He spoke things into existence. And if you're a self-reliant person, you can do that. Speak things into existence. I am getting what I want. I am going where I wish to go. This is the mindset that is needed for a kingmaker. The king can't sit down and say, well, how am I going to feed my people? Oh. The king says, we have to feed ourselves. We have to do this. We have to designate a certain amount of land for agriculture. We have to have a schooling program to teach our people to do this better. It's a different mindset. Same issue. We need to feed ourselves. You can mope or you can move. Take your pick. The kingmakers don't mope. You make things happen. You move. You impose your will. Excuse me. And Mike Murdoch says, you create that which you are. So if you're self-reliant, you stand on your own too, you speak things into existence, guess what you're going to do? You're going to multiply that. So the people around you are going to resonate on that frequency, which is going to cause the universe to resonate on that frequency at a higher pitch and a higher rate. Like the Bible says, where two or more agree, there you go, there will I be. So just imagine if two kingmakers get together who's self-reliant, who stand on their own too, who take responsibility for themselves, who say, what can I do? Things are going to move. I think there's a poster that came out, I can't remember what it was. It says that change usually comes about by a small committed group. And that's what the Emperor Club is about. This is what kingmakers do. They decide what's going to be done. They get together and do it. They don't mope about what to do. They make a move. And they decide what is to be done. They call it into being. That self-reliant men, kingmakers, ask, what can I do? And nothing sets fire in my soul when I hear people say, oh, the government need to do this. They need to do that. Someone needs to do this. And I always ask people who I'm close to, what are you going to do? Well, it's not my responsibility. No, I didn't ask that. I said, what are you going to do? Well, a friend of mine fell out over that because he always talks about the government. And I told him, what are you going to do? Because he saw me filling in potholes in my neighborhood with river rocks. Because I did it with limestone. And it only, once it rained, the rocks melted away. So I used river rocks. They stayed there for 2 years before the government came around and filled them in. So I asked him, if that was you, those holes would still be in the road. It only took $10 to fill them in. I understand, yes, the government should do something, but you as a man, a human being, and a person have to take some responsibility and be self-reliant. Now, I was like that because that's what I was taught and from reading Emerson's work. I don't ask what anyone else could do or should do. I ask, what can I do? And I got this from JFK. The quote by JFK, I live by that from I was 11 years old. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what can I do for my country? And gentlemen, that's the essence of self-reliance. You don't depend on no government. You don't depend on the church. You don't depend on anyone. There's no they in the Empress Club. There's no government in the Empress Club. Kingmakers say, what can I do? Now just imagine if a million men say, what can I do? Rather than wait around on the government. You know what's going to happen? Not only will things change, but the government will change. I guarantee you that. Because you know what's going to happen? The government's going to realize, hey, the people don't need us. So then they ask to get things done, we better get it done or we'll be replaced. You see how that works? That's just from one person. The Power of One. I read that book, The Power of One. A lady at college, I was way back in 1990, sorry. That was her book. She was a lecturer. The Power of One. Never, ever underestimate the power of one. All it takes is one person. And gentlemen, make sure that it is you. Everyone in the Empress Club and all the kingmakers know the power of one. Gentlemen, as of now, the question you ask, what can I do? Thank you for your time. Let's see what chapter, the fourth chapter is cleanliness. All right, goodbye, gents.